Hey, my Palooza Party peeps. You are at Dana's Serenity Workshop Layout number 3. It's our last one. Whoop, whoop. Look at all the things we're getting done. So let's dive right in. We're going to be doing this last set here, and it's absolutely stunning. You're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love the end result. I'm going to walk you through the pieces and the parts that I did differently, and then we're going to put one side together so that you can see exactly step by step how to get there. So without further ado, let's pull one side in, work on one at a time. And I'll start right here. From the picture, you'll notice right away, some of you will notice right away that light to dark, right, graduated paper in terms of color, light at the top, dark at the bottom. If you look at mine, you'll see that mine is dark at the top, light at the bottom. That was because, let me show you the picture. This picture I posted in our album for this workshop, and you'll see that I put it together the same as Close to My Heart, even though I went a little farther. You know, theirs was kind of jiggity jaggedy, and my brain just doesn't like jiggity jaggedy sometimes. I like a cleaner look that looked more like a circle. Okay, and when I started putting the page together, I just didn't like this V of blank space where the photo was, if that makes sense. So I turned it around. So that's why I oriented this picture in the album upside down. Now, if you want to do it exactly the way they did, then I'd say start dark to put your dark blue up here and work your way around. Then when you turn it, your light will be at the top. Does that make sense? It's not a hard, I just, at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, look, because I turned it, it's going to be upside down. But when I put the pages next to each other, I'll just show you real quickly again. When I put the pages next to each other, one up, one down, even if it ends up being just like this, I don't mind it. I truly don't mind it. I don't mind the top to bottom. It really isn't that distracting. I think if the colors were not speckly or so gradual, I think it would bother me more, but it really doesn't. I don't mind it at all. So to start, love, love, love that Close to My Heart is giving us opportunities to use up scraps of paper, right? So when we're done with Tina's layouts, or we're done with Holly's cards, or you have an old pack of paper that just has pieces in it, right? You can take, right, rectangles of, now forgive me, I won't be able to put this together, right? Because I think I've got them backwards mixed up. Rectangles of paper, cut them on the diagonal, and who knew? Make a design like this. Like I'm just so excited with their ideas, right? Who thought you could take a bunch of rectangles, cut them on the diagonal, make triangles, and then create this beautiful, stunning design? And in all honesty, this could have been put on white paper, and it would have looked a little more maybe like a quilt, right? Almost like a pieced together quilt piece. But anyway, love this. I love this, you guys. It's just fun that they're showing us and teaching us so much. Now, before you get started, this is the piece that they had us emboss with our folder, just like in the other layout, right? We embossed all the pieces of the blue with Bluebell. And this is how they turn out. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that's our blue. What I did, I took it one step further, and I did the tan. And I just used a different folder. I had a dots folder sitting there. I'll get up close. And I just used that. Don't feel like you have to do that. You do not. You do not have to copy me in any way, shape, or form. And I also want to show you the pieces that I did not use, because there's a few extra pieces because you only go 2/3 of the way around. So these are the ones, again, for video's sake, so that you can stop, pause, take a picture, whatever. These are the pieces for this right page that you're going to have left over, okay? So that you know. Now, you can choose to go all the way around. You can use them all. You can choose to pull those out ahead of time so that you have a little less to work with and make it a little bit simpler. Or you can do your own pattern. Truly, nobody's going to know the difference. Nobody's going to know the difference in yours versus mine. So that is the first thing. Those are your leftover pieces. We've done our embossing. So you can pause at this point, and if you haven't done your embossing, go ahead and do that. Find your flower folder. I did the blue with the flower folder, Bluebell. Remember, you just rub it on the top, and then I did toffee on the dots folder, but you could use literally anything that you have. It could be stripes, it could be lines. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to take away from the theme at all. And I used toffee on toffee for that one. Okay. Let's see. We've got gold. That gold glitter paper is just a lovely tie-in for this whole thing. So I did a 4.5 by 6.5 matte. You'll see here. I also did a rectangle that was 2 by 6. Okay, I can't pull that one up because I only did 2. The other one's here, but it's 2 by 6 cut on the diagonal to make your triangles. And it's just a lovely addition to tie that gold in with our other layouts as well. And then they have this on gray, and I went ahead and cut the gray. And then when I put it on, this is actually from the left page. Okay, let me show you. They've got it right here. I'm going to do something different with that photo. So I just put it in a little 2x2 flip flap and replaced the gray with the gold. Now you could put that gray on the back side of this flip flap, which actually that's a really smart idea. I should go grab that gray and put it back here, because then you can put another little photo, right? Another little photo spot. But what I plan to do is put it right here on top of the journaling mat. And I'll bring it up to camera so you can see. So this is going to open like this on the outside of my page protector, right? And it'll just have 2 more little photos there, which I thought was really sweet. It was a sweet little place. It kind of, you could absolutely put it up here if you wanted it up top. You can put it really wherever you want, but I liked it there. I liked it kind of on the side. I like the gold balance across the bottom. Let me think, what else did I do? I used, after we're done, and again, we're going to go over this on the left page because we're doing very similar things on the left page. I used clear shimmer brush on anything white. Okay, white flowers, white centers. I used gold. Sorry, I'm trying to get it in camera. I used gold and the clear, and I speckled. Bloop, 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 bloop. Loved, loved, loved that look. You don't think it's going to make a difference because let me show you. This one is not done. And you can see it's speckly, right? You can see that it's speckly. It's got lots of fun colors as if they speckled it. They kind of faux speckled it in the paper, right? You can see that. Now let me show you what it really looks like after you really do it. Let me move this little one. Can you see the glimmer? So those speckles are still faux speckles. They're still all there, but dang it. It just completely, that little speckles on this just catch the light. They literally just catch the light. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I would encourage you, when your masterpiece is done, go back with the 2 of them. Now I did them individually, and remember, it's going to kind of speckle in the direction of how you point it. So I tend to go like this up the side, and then I turned it around and I kind of went over here. I didn't really want it all over the photo mats, but it's not going to matter because you're going to put your photos there anyway, right? But I kind of went up in this corner. The other, again, I will show you all of this in person when we do our left page, but we've got some Bluebell gems. That's not different. I just copied what they did with the gems, honestly. And I think that's it. I think everything else has been put, forgive me, I'm trying to move it up and you guys can't see it then. It's pretty close to what they did. Okay. All right, so that's our right page. Again, feel free to stop this video, pause it at any time, and go back and catch up, right? Go back and catch up. But we're gonna walk through the left page, and then I think you'll have a really good understanding of how it all comes together. Now, I think my plan is to do it as they started. I'm actually gonna copy this one here's what happens in my head. I want it to look like the other one. I want them to be similar. So I'm going to start and I'm going to go all the way around, and I think I'm going to complete the whole circle. So you decide again what you want to do. So I've kind of gotten these where I want them. I played with them just a little bit. They all have their foam tape on them. Now I even foam tape this. Okay, because I want these letters to pop off the page. I want them to have some dimension on purpose, because the busier the background, I feel personally, the more you have to back your photos, you have to mat them in order to have them not get lost, right? And these layouts, the photos do get lost a little bit. So part of the reason for matting this again in gold, or you could do black, or you could do navy, right? Is purposeful, because I want those photos both to stand up, right, to have some dimension, but I also want them to be matted so they are lifted in color and depth as well. So there is a purpose in the madness. So let's get started. Let me grab a couple adhesives, because this will go fairly quickly once I find my starting place. And I think I'm going to do it exactly the same. So you've got all your little triangles. Don't worry about just a little bit of color in the edge, because you're going to cover it up anyway. You're just going to tear towards you. And you're going to round that edge just a little bit. Just a little bit. And again, you're going to start a little pile of these. You're going to have, no joke, you're going to have a pile of these. And you can soften them as you go. So if you decide that that's not quite enough, right? And then I'm going to go down the side and down the side. Now, all I'm doing here, see how that points up in that direction? I'm going to curve that around just a little bit more, because I don't want it so much in that direction. I'm going to go about 3/4 of an inch from the top, and I'm going to try to get close to 90 degrees, okay? So that's my thought process in placing that first triangle. Now we've got our blue one. We really need some Christmas music, so we can, and forgive me, I'm just moving it off on my all-purpose mat for the adhesive. That way I don't get adhesive all over the paper. I love that mat, seriously. Now you get some little funny spots, tear them off. It's not a big deal. Okay, again, I'm going to watch the spacing in this corner and just make sure that I'm not tipping these too much. That I want it to be similar. It doesn't have to be exact, but I want it to be similar in spacing. And again, I laid out all of my colors ahead of time. Okay, I took this picture and I laid them all out. So outside of the camera, you can't see, but I've literally got them laid out just for ease of doing it on camera, but it does make it easier. If you do the same thing, they'll go a lot faster than trying to find them. I love this snowflake. It's so pretty. And then we've got our brown. I'm trying to curve them a little bit, but some of them I don't get it quite enough. Okay, they all look like little ice cream cones. It's kind of what we're doing here. Are they going to bunch up in the middle? Yes, they are. And I'm going to turn this as I go as well. It helps me to kind of keep it rounded. Now, look how close this edge is coming up to the top. So I'm going to move him down just a little, which means I have to turn it. And it's not going to look perfect here in the middle. Okay? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. And I hope that this is peaceful and joyful for you. Okay, we're going to maintain just about a 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to keep going. We're even going to tear our glitter. Oh, right? Tearing glitter paper. I don't even know about that. Okay. It's a gold glitter ice cream cone. Now this one, I want it to go out a little bit more, so I'm moving it up just slightly. Just slightly. Okay. And we've got our little dots piece. He's a skinny guy. Isn't it funny how all the little pieces of paper take on their own little personalities? You're like, oh, he's skinny. Or I do anyway. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not you guys. Maybe it's just me. Here is a white one. See? And okay, let's turn it around. I'm gonna push him out just a little bit. And we've got our blue speckle. I kind of just tried to see what, you know, close to my heart had done. And I know I don't have to do it exactly, which is helpful to kind of give myself permission that I don't have to do it the same. Okay, now this one, again, is going to come in here just a little bit. So I'm going to pull him down. And then we've got our big, pretty flowered one. I love these patterns of these papers. So pretty. I always have to go back over the edge. I never rip it. Did I have it? Oh, it's double-sided. I was confused for a minute. Okay. Then we've got our pretty leaves. This might just be one of my favorite paper picks of all time. I know I hate to say that because they're all kind of, you know, they become your favorites as you play with and work with them. But this paper suite is just so, so pretty. It's just got so many pretty patterns. And okay, I think we're good. Okay, we are back around to our blue again. Okay, can I go? I think I actually want this end to be a little more curved. That actually looks pretty good. Again, close to my heart kind of does theirs a little more artsy, a little more jaggedy, if you will. And my brain just has a really hard time doing things like that. So I tend to do what works for me, and I hope you do too. I'm giving you permission right now to say that yours does not have to match mine, nor does it even have to match close to my heart's. The kit is just really, truly a starting place. It's a place for you, right, to not have to start with a white page. Now this one is giving me a little bit of trouble because I don't want to go so close to that edge. So I'm going to see how it's going to mess it up. That's okay. Hang in there. It's going to be all right. Here's another pretty blue one. I love these blues. I really think this almost looks like a quilt pattern, although I don't know what quilt pattern it looks like. But to me it does. To me it kind of looks like, I think I have to put it like that so that it actually, I don't get so close to that edge. Okay, well, I think I've got to stay somewhere in between here for a minute. And then I've got a brown. Oh, looks like I did those backwards. Oh well. Oh well. Life happens in crafting world. Let's get in our triangle crafting world. Okay, now I can come out a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Let's do this one, the striped toffee one. Oh, I'm running. Well, I'm using a lot of adhesive on these, so I'm not surprised I'm going through it here pretty quickly. Okay, let's see. Kind of like it to go like that. And then we are almost finished. Here's a skinny white one. Now this one, again, you can stop wherever your little heart desires. You do not have to copy me and go all the way around. You really don't. It's okay. I'm giving you permission. I think, do I want that one? Yeah, I think I want that one. Okay, let's see. No, I think I have to pull this, rip it just a little bit. Ta-da! Nice. I think it's going to work nicely. I wasn't sure because I haven't done this on the other page, right? Just this one. So I think, look at that. Nice. Okay, I'm going to show you this center up close because it is a mess. Okay, don't worry about it. We're going to cover it up. And then I think the only thing I have to see is whether I want it light to dark or just do the same. I think I'm going to do the same. If that's okay with you, I think I'm going to do the same in terms of the background paper. So again, if you want to do yours differently, by all means, don't think twice about it. Okay, so I've got my little pile of leftovers. So these are the 3 pieces on this left page that I had left over, so that you can pull those if you want to from the beginning or do whatever your little heart desires. Now, because this is bumpy, I'm going to put, oh, hang on one second. I'm going to put this with foam tape. So I'm going to use my nonstick scissors. Boy, if I didn't have these, someone the other day had posted in our group that she didn't have these. She was using like kitchen scissors, and I was like, OMG. This is like I don't even know, like a dishwasher, isn't it? Like nonstick scissors are all the things. They make crafting life so grand. Okay, so I did thin foam tape, and that's just going to get me over the bumps, right? I don't like that if you glue it completely flat and then it's bumpy and it stands up. This is really pretty. I'm liking the circle. It's not a perfect circle, but I can get past it. Now I'm not gonna quite stick it down until I get all my pieces laid out where I want. So I'm gonna kind of jockey it around here just a little bit until I get it. I think I want my believe just a little bit lower so it stands out a little more. And then my flowers will sit nicely over here. And don't forget, we have extra flowers left over. Actually, let me move it just a little bit more. It can kind of be the focal point, so I think I can move it just a little bit. And then my believe can be moved too. I kind of like that a little more spread out. I think it shows off the believe a little nicer, right? It gives it a little more focal point. And then I think somewhere in here, there are some tucked in sprigs of gold. Let me get that. Oh, come on, sprigs of gold. Come on off. There we go. Okay. I think this really can go anywhere. In fact, I think I'm going to put it here. I like it on that brown. Okay, so we put our gold sprig down, and then this little bow will hang down off the bottom. And we've got our, now I've got some extra blues, but I had the same problem with the other page. I want this, I like this a lot. I want it to show, and Close to My Heart has it covered up quite a bit. So I want it to be, right? It's beautiful. It looks like a quilt. I want it to show a little bit more than they have it. So I think we're good. I'm really liking all of the placement. So I think we can start pulling off our foam tape pieces. And you know what? I'll just put them in the pile of all those other little pieces of paper, because I'm going to have to garbage all of that anyway. This is the thick, regular foam tape. And all I do is cut it with my nonstick scissors to fit, in case you're wondering. It is a little bit tedious, but it's oh so worth it. It's just like your photos. I want the title, and I want, because the background is a little bit busier, I want that title to stand out. And it's beautiful. Again, it's a pretty title. It's gold foil, right? It's just beautiful. So I want it to stand out. I want it to be a focal point. Okay, I think we're pretty good. I love that they all get shiny when you peel it off, so you can make sure you get it all just by looking at it. Okay, let's get our believe on here. Love that. One more little E. Come on, little E. Okay, one more piece. Oh, I love that they back this in white. It's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yay! Okay. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let's do our, let's get the photo down. We have to get the photo down first before we start sticking other things. Okay. Okay. Now, I like to look straight over it. This is where I have trouble sometimes. I like to look straight over it and line this edge up with that front edge. Again, I'm not a measurer, but it's got to be straight. Okay, ready? Now, again, let's do the biggest one first and then stick the others. So the biggest one, the flower, the one piece that I want to be have the most focus, or the biggest piece, has thick foam tape on it. The rest have thin. Okay, and then we've got our, I love these. I love that they did these for us. That's what I really love. I love that they did these for us. Actually, I'm going to cut that off, make it a little shorter so it fits in there neatly. Okay, then we've got this one. And he's got the little dark. Love that. And then we've got this big guy. They all look like they're watercolored, which I really love because I'm not really good at that. I'm going to cut off the bottom. Don't be afraid to do that. Make them fit the way you want them to fit. Right? Again, it doesn't have to be... Ooh, I might cut it a little more. I'm cutting up to here. Okay. Oh yeah, I think that's a better... I just don't want it to be... I'm going to have to tuck under there. Okay, now this bow is going to fit right beautifully right there. Although I think I might like... This has got regular foam tape. A little bit more on that bottom so that it stands up a little bit. So I'm just going to cut a couple small pieces. Bloop and bloop. Originally I thought I would like it angled down, but I think now I want it to have a little more presence. So I, come on. I added pieces on the bottom, right? Because I kind of want it to go like that. Ooh, love it. Now, we've got extra pieces. We've got extra pieces left from, right? You should too. If you copied me exactly, you should have some leftovers. Feel free to stick these wherever you want, right? They're ours. We can use them however we want. We've got this little piece of half wreath if you want to use that. By all means. Maybe I just want that one little dark leaf just because it ended up on a light leaf. If that was a dark piece, I might not do it because, right, it wouldn't really show up anyway. But in truth, because it's a light piece of paper, I think that dark leaf will look really pretty. It'll stand out enough. There we go. Dun da da da. Okay, ready? Isn't it just striking? It's just crazy. I just absolutely love when they give us all the pieces and we didn't have to cut it out. My favorite. Okay, we've got our gems. We've got our pokey tool. Now, before we finish, what we should do is put our Z-fold flip flap, because this has a Z-fold flip flap on it too. What that means to you is that you've got, I had you cut 2 extra linen, which is gray, our lightest gray, 4x6s, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 whites, 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 to go on them. So you have double-sided mats. Yay! Lots more photos, right? So here's the deal. I'm going to move this out. This is the same Z-fold we created on layout 2. So we're going to take them. So here's the zip strip. They're both the same, right? I put it inside. I'm going to put zip strip top. I'm going to flip it upside down. Zip strip top. We're going to peel it off. And we're just going to hold it down. The hardest part is lining it up, right? And especially because it's hard to see. And forgive me, I'm going to stick my head in the camera because I just don't know how else to do it. Okay, I think that's pretty straight. Nope, it's not actually. It's not. See how it's the tiniest bit crooked? You can see it. You can see it just slanted a little bit. You can take them off, but I don't like to because I know I hadn't pressed on it, really pressed on it. Okay, this time I'm going to pull it down toward me so I can see straight on. Maybe that'll help me. Although sometimes I do it really easily and other times I don't do it really easily. Okay, that looks good. Press it down really hard so that you know that those are stuck together. Now, again, we're not going to stick it down because it goes on the outside of our page protector. But you can do it this way and have it open and pull, or you can attach it on the right side and then it'll open. Sorry, it's not stuck, so I'm not giving you the same, but you saw it already on layout 2. It's the same. So if this is stuck down, look. Isn't that like the coolest thing ever? It's my newfound way to use flip-flops, and I am thoroughly loving it. Now, again, don't forget, you have these little pieces left. We can do, and again, I love that that little border of gold is going to show through. I love that. How could we do this little flower? Although, I don't know, it's busy enough. I'm not sure that I want to add to it, in all honesty, because we're going to make it even more when we add shimmer brush and, right, jewels and bedazzle even more. So let's see. We want a couple up here in the lights. So let's do, they say to do your gems attached or close to other pieces. So I went close to this leaf, and then we're going to make a triangle. Okay? And then the same thing I want to do over here. I want to come probably just so you can see those gems, honestly. 1, 2. Oh, see, I have the hardest time. Some bedazzling. Okay, now, did I forget anything? I think we've got our gold, we've got our gems. Again, don't feel free to add more gems if you want more gems. It's all good. I'm going to move this out of the way because now we're going to shimmer brush, right? I'm going to get all my things out of the way, actually. And let's do clear first. Remember to open away from you and away from your project. It rarely happens, but just in case. Now, if you have a hard time and not much is coming out, right? Here's what you do. Find the push, squeeze a little out, just a dot. That's all you really need. I don't know if you can see that little white dot, but that's our clear. And then you can touch it, pick some up, and then you know, yeah, it's coming out because you just globbed a whole bunch on your brush. And I'll show you in a minute. I know it's really hard to see farther away from the camera, but it's just beautiful. There's nothing prettier than little shimmery dots. I'm telling you, right? Little clear shimmery dots. Okay, let me find my cap. And again, you can always dot with intention. Like if you have places, especially in the dark blue, that would show up neatly, by all means, dot away, right? Now, gold is the same. Open away from your project. Squeeze a little circle. Get some off, right? That's the nice part about the all-purpose mat, is that you don't have to worry. And then this has gold on it too, so you get to splash with both of them, right? Oh, it just gets prettier. You didn't think it could get prettier? At least I don't. I don't think it get prettier, but it does. It really does. Okay, let me set these aside, and then let me get something to wipe this all off, because this is everywhere. Everywhere. And then I'm going to bring it up to camera so you can see it. Oh, I hope you, let me pull the light over a little bit so you can see. I hope you can see the light. They're just so pretty. That little bit of, look at the sparkle, the little sparkle that it creates all over the page. And it's subtle, as you guys can see. It really is subtle. Okay, here is our final layout of Serenity, our gorgeous, gorgeous layout for Serenity. Yay! I hope you enjoyed yourself. We will talk again soon. Bye.